Hey everyone, it's Iskar. In this video, I finally don't choke a sub 20 run in Minecraft 1.15. I still think I can do a lot better, so you can catch me at twitch.tv/isgar_, where I'll probably be streaming world record attempts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoy. So I'll be doing a little bit of commentary this run. I don't think this run is the fastest paced run that I've ever had. My 2007 PB, actually, I entered the end faster than I did in this run, which is unfortunate, but it's what happens, I guess. So immediately I find the village, and there is an ocean right next to the village. So the problem is that the ocean is kind of far away from the village. Obviously, it's close enough for me to play it, but ideally, I would want the center of the village or have at least some villagers close to the water, but pretty much all of them are kind of just concentrated towards the inland part of the village, which makes it a little harder to transport them to the ocean later when I kidnap one of them. Almost made a bread pickaxe or axe. And the reason why I make a wood axe here instead of a wood pick is because I don't believe I find burning sand here. I didn't show up in pie chart, so there isn't really a point for me to make a wood pick, since I'll be able to get a lot of iron from shipwrecks. And wood axe is technically faster than making a wood pick and then getting stone axe and stone shovel. After I make the wooden axe, I start looting more of the houses for beds. And after the beds, I'll be mining hay bales to make into wheat to trade for emeralds, so that I'll have enough emeralds to trade with the cleric later for pearls. So I think I made a little mistake here. This villager that I'm trying to trade with right now is the closest villager to the ocean. So ideally, I would want to be hostaging this one. But instead, I use it to trade for emeralds, which basically locks the villager out of the job. So I have to find another villager to hostage. And it is kind of painful because this villager is stuck in a hole. And I waste a few seconds trying to get him out, and he runs away. So then I have to go chase him down and try to get him to be lured by this job post and get him to walk towards the ocean. And this is where the proximity of the village in relation to the ocean really comes into play. I spend about 30 to 40 seconds just trying to lure this villager with the composter towards the ocean, which is massive. It's kind of the biggest time loss, or one of the biggest time losses in this run. No, obviously not really due to me playing badly, but it's kind of just unlucky with the seed, I guess. Normally, the seeds that I really like to play are coastal villages that have a bunch of villagers just lining the coastline, and the houses are right next to the ocean. But sadly, it didn't happen in this case. Regardless, the seed is still pretty decent, so can't really complain too much. I'm looking to the ocean. It looks pretty good. There's a lot of islands dotting the landscape, or oceanscape, I should say, which indicates that the ocean is quite deep, and finding a monument should be relatively easy. As I say that, there's the monument. And I also do spot that shipwreck in the distance, so I'll be getting enough iron, hopefully at least 3 iron for the iron pickaxe, so I can get the gold blocks from the monument. And hopefully I'll be able to get a little more iron for a bucket and other tools so that I can enter the nether eventually after. Lowering render so that I have a lower chance of getting mining fatigue in the monument. Let's get a diamond. Looting was not on point in this run, which is very unfortunate. 5-minute lag is great. Skip the iron axe craft to make a bucket, so just in case I find a magma ravine before I get enough iron to make an iron axe, I'll still be able to enter, although wood axe is not the best since the durability is kind of low at the moment, but it is doable. Whereas if I didn't have an iron axe, I don't really know bucket lists just yet, so including the monument at around 5:50/6 minutes. Not too bad, but definitely could be better since the chords are around -300, which is not that far out. Ideally, I would want to be farther out than this, but it's still okay. Nothing crazy so far. Just an average hostage run at the moment. Spotted a shipwreck. Hopefully there's a lot of emeralds and iron. And I'm also looking for a magma ravine. A lot of runs die to not having a magma ravine to enter the nether. And obviously that wasn't the case, but it is definitely an obstacle that is annoying to face, because it's another element of RNG that sometimes you get frustrated with. But there we go, I got enough iron for the iron axe. I should have also made a second bucket. I don't know why I didn't, but I guess I just forgot. I spot the crevice right there, and I'm hoping that it's real, and it is real. So that's pretty pog. Entering the nether around 8 minutes is pretty standard. Nothing too exciting, but it's pretty decent. And when I spawn in right there, there's the fortress. And I do see the spawner, but the terrain is kind of weird here. So I kind of spend a few seconds just to analyze where I can go, and I make my path up here. Luckily, the path that I chose was actually pretty good. And I end up getting to the fortress in a pretty reasonable amount of time. Even so, I think I still could have probably routed this better. But regardless, it wasn't too bad. So I don't blame myself for wasting a bit of time here. Now, it's kind of annoying that the lava is right there, but I kind of just have to deal with it. It's from the ceiling, so there's no way I'm plugging that in. 1 for 2. And I believe I am one cobblestone short from making a brewing stand, so unfortunately I can't do that here, which I definitely should have been able to. So that's a mistake on my part. Blaze bed is good though. The blaze bed did destroy the netherrack that was plugging up part of the lava. So I'll plug it up again. Right, rates are very average, or below, a little below average at this moment. Rods, just need more. Again, many times where I could have crafted a bucket, but I simply just forgot, which is an oversight for sure. Did pre-craft the gold, which is good. Got 7, and I'm out. The nether split was okay. I think it's definitely not too slow, but not the fastest. So very average, in my opinion, at least. Getting out of the nether at around 11:30, 11:40 is pretty good, honestly. I know I'm kind of on pace here, and this is a moment that really sucks. So I broke the bed, and I'm like, oh, it must have blasted it to the portal and disappeared on me. There's no way I'm going back into the nether for that. So I only have 4 beds, and that is kind of scary, especially at 115. But I'll have to deal with it. It's just unlucky, I guess. But another shipwreck and an island right next to it, and decide that I'll probably park at this island and do all the necessary trading during the first 140 of the Minecraft day. Brewing stand, and I apparently can't make the villager route to the brewing stand from that position. I don't know how. So that was weird. Get it to work. And as you may have guessed, I don't get 1/3 at this point. It's very bog. I get the angle there. I think I go back for the shipwreck. Also take the villager back. Do I not check the shipwreck? There's no shot. Okay, I do. Chords are about -500, -700. Not that great, to be honest. I would have liked to be in the ring by now, but it's okay. If the stronghold is close enough, it will kind of make up for it. Get 9 emeralds there. I do need 7 more to get 12 pearls. I don't get enough emeralds, which is kind of likely. then I will be short, which is kind of unfortunate, but sometimes you just gotta play for the high roll. Hopefully this shipwreck has enough emeralds, but it turns out not to be the case. It ends up being enough emeralds for about 11 pearls instead of 12. So I'll be going to the stronghold with 11 pearls. As you'll see in a moment, the stronghold is very close. Now I do this interesting setup that I learned from Doi Pingu and let the villager restock. I used to park at islands to do this, but it is definitely faster to get to kelp and place blocks under, so you don't waste time going out of your way. And I do try to get this dolphin, but it swims away from me. So there's that. I try to correct my angle, and as I do, I look at the mushroom island and I see the starting staircase of the stronghold sticking out, which is very pog. Now I do remember to craft my bucket here, which is great. I ideally could have task overlap and crafted the bucket earlier, but at least I remember. I've had a lot of runs that I forgot that water bucket. The stronghold nav in this is kind of unfortunate. I think I played it alright, but I simply just got unlucky with the pathways that I chose, and it lost me about half a minute to a minute, which is very, very unlucky. Now I end up going back from mid, going down to bottom right. Nice water MLG. And I find the second library. So now I'm like, oh, well, it's definitely the last place that I didn't check, which is top right. And turns out it does end up leading right to the portal room. Now there's a one eye, so the 11 pearls that I got were not in vain. And I enter the end at around 18 minutes, which is about 1 minute slower than my previous PB, which is kind of depressing, but that's just how it goes. The perch is definitely a major factor in determining your PB. And as you can see, I still only have 4 beds. I hesitated in the stronghold because I did consider getting string from the library for another bed. I said screw it, just gonna 4 bed. Let's go. Oh my god. I got sub 20.